Yo, you know what I feel like is super underrated, especially as us men?
What?
Self care.
What is that?
Like, yeah, what is that? Because, like, every time I scroll through social media, all I see is all these chicks doing, oh, look, check out my self care routine.
Bro, this is where it gets interesting, right?
Yeah.
It's not even about a gender thing.
No.
It's not even a gender thing.
No.
I think guys maybe just programmed to not take care of ourselves because we're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
so
yeah.
focused on everything else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know? I don't know, like we definitely gotta do more of that.
Yeah.
We definitely gotta do more of that. We don't
Yeah.
do that too.
Like,
too
we're not
often.
even talking about a
Yeah.
gender difference here. We're talking about as a human being, like, we're all human at the end of the day.
You need some form of self care.
But what does that even
You know?
mean, or what does that even look like? Especially as us for guys.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna Google it and I'm gonna have a definition because I want to see like what the definition of self care really
Yeah,
is.
yeah. What does self care look like? Because I feel like for
What
females,
is-
like y'all can definitely correct me if I'm wrong. But self care is probably like what, makeup, doing your nails.
Like really taking care of yourself overall. Like it could be the entire body. It could be like the cosmetics.
It can be like physically,
Everything.
mentally. It can be everything.
I feel like as guys we don't do that. Like we don't do as much. We don't do enough of it.
Do you think
we
it's
don't do enough
because
of
it
it.
makes you not look as masculine, or is it more so like it's not on the top of our minds?
That's actually a good question. I don't even have the answer to that. To be honest, I feel like. Yeah, I don't know, but okay. So the definition of self care. So by definition is the practice of individual looking after their own health, using knowledge and information available to them.
Mm.
So literally, boom, right there. It's basically health and wellness
Yeah.
of your own body.
Basically, taking care of your body.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then honestly, it can go in so many different directions.
Yeah.
Like it could be like you doing a skincare routine. It could be you taking care of your hair. It could be you using lotion. It could be working out.
Yeah.
It could be eating clean. It's all what do you call it? It's all self care.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
The reason why I ask is because I feel like for the both of us, like self care has been, like whether or not we call it self care, I feel like self care has always been like a big thing for the both of us. Like we lived together we basically lived together like 4 out of 5 years. Well, I mean, I went to school for, you went to,
Oh, so
You went to a little bit longer.
long ass, too long.
but we lived together in college for 4 years. And like,
4 years is a long time, yeah.
we had a lot of hobbies and quote unquote self care things that were pretty similar for each other, with each other. I mean, so like for you, like how did you get started with like self care?
Honestly, like
Well, like,
I-
what made you like get started with self care?
maybe it's just the way that you develop and get older. It started like when I was like 13 or 14 or something.
That's like what,
Yeah.
8th, 9th grade?
Yeah.
13,
It
14.
all started with hair. That's what I remember.
Oh.
Cause I remember. So I love soccer. That's one thing that I love and I still enjoy to this day.
He likes that football.
Football, yes, or football for the rest of the world. And I remember seeing David Beckham back in 2012, 2013. I remember I saw his hairstyle, like that undercut with a comb over.
Yo.
I got
That was the
obsessed with
time.
that.
Yo.
I think that is what sparked it. That's what sparked it for me. I think that's what it was, and I got pretty much like into like hairstyles and all that. For me, that was what kind of changed and jump started my brain to like, oh, let me do this hairstyle. And I remember being obsessively trying to recreate that comb over. I remember back in even back in like, a little bit of undergrad too, like back in high
shit.
school. Yeah.
Actually, that's one thing.
Yeah.
That's actually one thing I've always recognized you with back in high school. he was that Asian guy with the comb over.
Let
Like,
me put a picture right here. You can take a look. We're about to put a picture right here. Look, right here.
that ass, but he had like the Like you had some fire here back in
Bro,
high
I
school.
took my sweet ass time. I remember I had
probably-
I had a whole routine. I had a whole hair routine, bro. You don't understand. I had a whole hair routine.
He probably woke up mad early just to do his hair.
Yeah, how you know? Bro, I spent like at least 10 minutes doing my hair every single day.
10 minutes in the morning is a long time.
All right, let me
bro.
tell you what I did back then, right? So I remember I watched mad videos to do some research, right? To do some, hair. Basically what I do is I would first wet it and I will apply like a base gel. So like to style it.
guys, take notes here, yo.
Yo, I don't do that anymore. Fuck that. It's like it's too long.
I
It's too
don't
long.
got hair, so I can't do anything. But yo, take notes here, yo.
Yo, I used to be upset. I remember I watched this one guy. His name is it was like Blue Mon. I mean, if you guys know who that is,
I think that's a brand or something.
yeah, it's a brand. Yeah, it's a brand. I bought from them too.
Oh,
yeah.
shoot.
But yeah, long story short, I would do like a base gel, and I would apply like a heat protectant. I would blow dry it and style it, and then I would apply like a finishing product. That was my bro. That took like at least 10 minutes every day, yo.
But that shit looked like, yo, it looked natural. Like it looked like it was just perfect every single day.
Mind you, it stayed through gym class too. That's how strong
That's
it holds.
crazy.
Like I was obsessive in a way. It's like, okay, how do I make this to stay when I play soccer?
Sweat-proof.
Sweat-proof. That's what it was. Like I remember I would watch soccer and I would be like, yo, these players got some nice hair. Even during the game when they're hustling and sweating, and after the game their hair looked perfect. I'm like, bro, how?
Dead eyes. Dead eyes. They play a full. Wait, how long is the soccer game? Like
90 minutes?
Full 90.
Full 90. Still nice ass hair. I'm like, bro, what? I'm
The
like,
pictures still look perfect.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, I don't know how but that is like quite literally that is how I got started with self-care, and it all just kind of started with that. But
Yeah.
so what about you? Like obviously yours is a little different, but
Here.
yeah.
Let me think. Well, an obvious one's definitely fitness.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I think yeah.
from a really young age, like this is how I got started with fitness. This is again throwback to memory lane. Me and my mom were walking down Soho. Good old days, Soho days. Remember when Hollister used to be the shit?
Oh, I love that. That was such a good time. Yeah.
It's not there no more. But Hollister, they used to have models stand right outside of their stores.
Oh.
Like the guys with 6-pack abs standing next to those hot chicks wearing bikinis. I'm like, mind you, this is when puberty hitting. Like I was like 10, 11. And I'm like, yo, I gotta look like that to get them hot chicks wearing those bikinis.
I feel like that is such a common thing. Like you definitely got hooked into
OD.
the marketing
OD.
thing that they did. Oh my god.
The models are standing outside, inside. Like the bags was a picture of like guys with like 6-pack, like perfect 6-pack abs. I'm like, yo, I need that. That night, I literally went on YouTube, searched up how to get 6-pack abs. Like I was searching up like 10-minute ab workouts, just doing 100 crunches every single day.
Did you watch Six Pack Shortcuts?
Oh, he was like one of the first guys.
How many of you guys watch Six Pack Shortcuts? Give us a like. You guys, that watch Six Pack Shortcuts, you know who we're talking about here.
And it doesn't
my
help
God.
that he's Asian too. So
Oh, yeah.
it gave me hope. Like, yo, if I listen to this guy, I might look like him.
Mike Chang, right? That's his name?
Yeah, Mike
I
Chang.
wonder what's he doing now.
Yeah, it's been a minute. He used to be on
Yeah.
every single ad
He
on
blew
YouTube.
up. Like he was a pinnacle of that quick fitness,
Good
like
times.
yeah, that was an interesting time period. Yeah.
Good times. Yeah, so for me, it started with fitness. And it stuck with me because when I worked out, I felt better about myself. It's like that feeling of improving and like just getting a little bit better every single day. And when you get consistent with working out, you start to see the changes over time. And when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, it makes you want to perform even better in all areas of your life. I'm sure.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm sure you probably felt that way when you started doing it here, right? You probably felt better about yourself, probably felt more confidence, probably stood a little bit taller.
The hair gave me a little bit of extra inch.
literally.
No, yeah. So I think definitely for you it's that fitness journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the fitness journey. It's kind of interesting how everyone's a little bit different. From like self-care. It's like so it's so dynamic that it doesn't even have to be one thing.
Yo.
Yeah.
It can be like all different spectrums. Like we were talking, like physically, mentally, spiritually. I feel like they all kind of go hand in hand with each other
Oh,
too.
you just remind me of a story of how I started with self care. This is back
What?
in fourth grade, bro.
Fourth grade. Let me think. Fourth grade.
Fourth grade.
You're
bro.
probably like what, 10 or something?
Yeah.
9 or something.
Yeah. So this is what. So long story short, so I came from China when I was like 9.
Yeah.
So I came from like a really hot place to New York, and New York, you know, it's brick. I remember that first March hit. It wasn't even that cold. It was like 40 degrees or something. I was like, and I remember it was brick. I was like, bro, how did it get this cold, yo? I was bundled up and everything. I was like, yo, this brick.
Brick.
Yeah, it was brick. And you know, like with winter, you have a little bit of dry skin, right?
Oh yeah.
And dry skin, it's gonna look different than how you if you don't use lotion. So I never use lotion.
Oh, he looked crusty, bro.
I was crusty. I didn't use lotion. I didn't know about lotion. So obviously my mom would tell me to use lotion. I didn't listen.
Yeah,
'cause I was a kid.
When you're
Yeah.
9, you ain't using no cream, bro.
Yeah. It was. I didn't use lotion. So I remember when I went to school, dry skin, no lotion. So I remember this one
Crusty, dusty, bro.
crusty. Yeah, it wasn't flaky, but it was enough to see it, right? So I remember I would go to school and then they'd say, yo, this man got bricks on his legs, yo.
No. No, he got bricks on his leg.
It looked like bricks, yo.
No.
And I was like, oh damn, that's how it's supposed to look like. And I think that's for me. It was when I started using lotion. So that was my self care at that age.
So that's why you got some soft ass skin. Because of that incident.
I feel like everyone will start to use lotion after you get called out, or if you notice
true.
yourself like, oh shit, I'm ashy today. Like you know what I mean? Like
No,
I don't know how.
I
Like
feel you.
I my elbows get ashy too, so like I have to use lotion. And yo, that's what I'm
Shit,
saying.
I need
yeah.
some lotion right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
You calling me out right now?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, I feel like no one cares, but you care. So you're gonna notice if you have ashy elbows
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Nah, especially when someone calls it out, you even more self conscious about it. You're like, but yeah, I need to do something about this, you know?
And you know how like when your kids like, they don't care.
Nah.
They don't care.
Whatever is on their mind, they're gonna say it. Like,
Yeah. If you have ashy elbows, you're gonna get called out. Like.
and it's not even like on purpose either. It's just as kids, you just say whatever you want. Yeah.
Whatever. Everything is funny to you at that age.
True.
Yeah.
And when your boys start laughing, it's even more funny too.
Exactly. Yeah, but it's obviously not like no one cares like
No.
if you have ashy skin or not. Like we're not gonna go like no one's gonna go around like as a grown ass man pointing out like oh you have.
No one's gonna be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you ashy, bro.
Yeah. And no one's gonna do that, or no one's gonna be like oh your hair looking crusty unless. You know, but yeah, no one's gonna do that, right? So it's all gonna be up to you, like to take care of yourself and like to look after yourself, and that's where I think self care kind of comes from too, as from a young age, like the experience that you get, kind of leading up to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like someone's making fun of you. It
Yeah.
could be something as simple as you want to look good for the better, like
You want to look
wanna-
presentable.
Yeah, maybe it's a prom day or something. Like you feel like, oh, I have to look good for someone else. And stuff
Oh,
like
especially
that.
when you start dating too. Like you're not trying to be crusty dusty.
I think that's what a lot of people will tend to get a little bit more into self care, is when they start to look for a date, or when they start to find get into a relationship.
Yeah.
Because you do at the end of the day want to look good and want to
Yeah.
look presentable.
Like starting those high school years,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
everyone start dressing different.
Yeah.
And then when
yeah.
college hits, like everyone different, literally different.
Yeah, it's like that period of you growing up and changing in. So yeah, I mean, yeah, everyone's a little different. So yeah, I mean, leading up to it now, like, how does your self care look like now at this age? Like, how does it look now?
Self care, like for me, I feel like for me, since I started fitness as my self care as a really young age, like it's still like a huge part of my life right now.
Me too. Yeah.
Not just the sake of working out, but when you work out, like you want to make sure that you're not just throwing all of your hard work out of the window. Not only with the gym, but like with your eating. Because like if you just work out but you eat like shit, like you're not gonna see no improvements.
There is a saying like 60% of your workout comes from the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like, there's no myth about that. Like, there's papers literally out there that's saying like a good diet goes a long way.
Yo,
You know,
yo.
so
Like back then, I didn't really hear about it, and it showed up in my body. Like my
Oh.
skin was terrible. Back in college, like I didn't care either. Like I would just, hey, whatever. Like, what if? Who cares if anyone like judges or whatever? Like whatever. But it starts affecting how you feel. You know what I mean? Like just back to like the look good, feel good. Like ever since I started really dialing in my diet, I'm not saying I'm perfect. Like I only eat only salads all day, but when I make like majority of my diet, like let's say like 80-85% of my diet clean whole foods, not actually from whole foods, but like clean like foods that your great grandparents didn't have. Well, I mean, no, the foods your great parents were eating.
like the whole food, no process, yeah.
No canned food, none of that. No.
And no red 40, none of that
No.
blue 16 bullshit. Yeah.
No.
None of that diet.
So I'll say
diet food.
eating is definitely like a huge part of it. Another one is just being active. Like I've been playing a lot of ball as of recently.
Oh yeah, I've seen you do some jumps.
Trying to be able to dunk, yo.
Check it out, guys. He's up there. He's getting,
Trying to be able
yeah.
to bang.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's like a physical thing of having to physically move my body, but afterwards I feel amazing. Like after sweating, after getting that movement, and also seeing the progress each and every single week, it's like I want to continue doing this. Another one definitely has to be sleep.
Ooh.
Like we
that's
talked
good.
about this like an episode or two ago, but your boy needs his beauty sleep. Like,
Uh-huh.
6 to 7, 8 hours, or I'm gonna feel like a zombie. And when I feel like a zombie, it affects everything that I do. Like how I show up, how I speak, my energy, all of it. So for me, working out, eating clean, moving my body, recovering, like those are a simple non-negotiable
I
for
agree.
self-care.
I agree. I have like almost like the same idea in terms of
Yeah.
your physical activity and your diet and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So yeah, that is so important. Like sleep is one of those things where if you don't get enough sleep, it is what it is. You're just gonna wake up and go about your day not feeling that well. And,
Yeah.
it is how it is.
And as you get older, you appreciate it more too. Back then in college, like 5 hours sleep, you're like, yeah, whatever, like I'll get through it. But now, 5 hours not cutting it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why there's a saying like after 30, like when you're in the club after a certain time, I'm going home.
Dude, even
Oh.
now, like, even if it's not even a Friday night, Saturday night, on a Tuesday at 10, I'm about to go to sleep soon.
You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I feel like club is really not my scene anymore. I just don't find it as enjoyable as back then. Yeah, it's probably like one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's the same shit over and over. You know?
Maybe it's
Yeah.
because we had that phase back in college, I feel like. And like, once we got a taste that, we're like, yeah, I don't know if I want to continue doing this. Because, like, it's
Yeah.
fun. Don't get me wrong. Like,
Yeah.
it's fun getting blasted. Like, you just having a time of your life.
Mm-hmm.
But that next day, like, it high key takes me at least 2-3 days to recover.
Yeah, it's you can't just pull like back to back anymore.
Yo.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And if it takes 2 to 3 days to recover, let's say you party up on Saturday. You're spending Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, like recharging. That's already half your week, bro.
I call it detox, yo. You sweat it
Detox.
out.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure you guys that do a Sunday bender, you probably go on a Monday feeling like absolute jack balls. It's probably not gonna be fun especially when you get older. So, definitely self-care is important in the sense that you gotta balance everything, and you can't just like spend too much time or like doing the what do I call it, the non-responsible things. Yeah. So you gotta take care of yourself. It is what it is. Yeah. So,
Nothing wrong with it either. Like there are still times I have some drinks. Sometimes I have a few more drinks than I would want to have. But nowadays it's like a different perspective. It's like I want to reduce that to like a minimum.
So what I do is sometimes after a night of drinking, like you said, Like I gotta spend a little bit more time to take care of myself. Like after, like, oh, I might drink a
He's
little bit
like
of water.
he's like after a night of drinking,
Yeah.
he his calendar is blocked out for the next 2 3 days. Like, yo, it's me time, yo.
Yo, that's a fact. So I would drink water. That's one.
Yeah.
I would have to. I need to do like some form of cardio because I need to get
True.
that out of my
It
system.
helps. It helps.
Yeah, and also like I would have to watch what I eat because I need to flush it out.
Yo.
Like I would drink more. I would eat more fruits. You know, like some. I found that watermelon is helpful. Like
I love watermelon.
like anything citrusy, like oranges. I definitely like that, and it definitely has some benefits with the citric acid in there, the vitamin C, and all of that
Yo.
vitamins. And
Yo.
so anything that's a little bit more clean, I definitely find it more enjoyable after like a night out or something.
Yo.
Yeah. So what about you? Like, do you have like specific routine or something?
Every time I drink, here's like a non-negotiable. Like, no matter what,
What is it?
take a hot ass shower before you go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
When you take a hot ass shower, you sweat all that out. The next day, you feel like a new man. like, like if you never tried it before, try it the next time. I'm not telling you to drink, but the next time you have a few more drinks than you would want to, try it out. Like it goes crazy. And also chug yourself an entire thing of water before you go to bed. You wake up feeling so much more refreshed.
After you take that first bathroom, go to the bathroom for the first thing in the morning.
Oh,
Like when you flush it out and stuff.
OD.
Yeah, so you gotta take care of yourself, and so yeah, that is basically what we do. So yeah, for now, like in terms of now, like how did your skincare routine change? Just last thing, well, as we wrap it up, like how does your skincare change as you gotten older?
So back then, like I didn't like I'm not fine. I take that back. It's not that I don't care. It was just more I was stubborn. Like
Oh.
my sister was telling me, yo, you gotta start using these creams, these creams, these creams. I mean, I tried it, but it didn't necessarily. I didn't see that much change or difference.
Oh, I see.
So I'm like,
Okay.
what's the point of even doing it? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So I'm like, I'm good. Like I don't need it. But then, as I got older, I'm like, I need to look more presentable. Like,
Mhm.
especially now that a lot of things I do on social media, like it low key affects me. Like when I got a big ass zit, I'm like, yeah, I feel a little I don't even know if I want to film today.
Mm.
So nowadays, it's like, alright, I need to be more on top of my shit. First is the diet. Like, let's make sure that we have this under control. Like at least 80 to 85% whole foods, because it does wonders.
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever I have a night where I just eat too much red meat, or if I just eat a ton of fried foods, oh, like I'm about to wake up with a map on my face tomorrow. Like,
I'll tell you this: though, your skin looks so much better compared to when you first started college.
oh yeah,
Yeah, because you definitely took the time and it took care of it, and it showed. Yeah, yeah.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Another thing is responsibility. Like after all those years of being stubborn, I went to a dermatologist and actually got my shit checked. Cause like I didn't know what the fuck to do. Like
I mean, insurance pays for it too, so it's fine.
you,
Yeah.
cause like yeah, there's like 10 billion different creamers and creams out there. Like every
Yeah.
Korean chick on TikTok trying to sell you some cream to put on your face. I'm
Honestly,
like,
this is where the niche kind of gets into. Like, okay, how do you navigate through all of the different things that you're seeing on social media about health, self care?
yo,
Like so, yeah, this is why this is part of what we do too. It's like how do we help you guys, get to where you guys need to go
yo,
from a fitness perspective. So it's
Yeah.
kind of the same way that what he did.
yo.
Yeah.
And now it's having that consistent routine. Washing my face, putting the cream that I need to put on my face, morning and night. We're not missing a single day.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know it's going to affect how I feel the following day. Like, the zits and stuff, like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, hey, like, it's not the end of the world, but I don't want to constantly feel that way of feeling self-conscious every single time.
Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
definitely changes your confidence. So yeah, like you say, if you look good, you feel good, you perform
Yeah.
even better.
You know?
So yeah.
And with everything that we're talking about, we're not telling you to have to do all of these things. Hey, maybe self-care can look different for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that is playing at least an hour or two video games every single day, because that gives you peace of mind.
Yeah, that's the other side of it too, like the mental self care. Like, how do you take care of that? Some people will go on a walk, some people go on a run because it clears their mind.
Yo, those walks are underrated.
Yeah, they are.
Like
They are.
this morning, I went on a 45-minute walk. I was just you just start having so much more creative thoughts, like all of it. You can listen to music without music, like yo, don't knock it till you try. Just go on a doesn't even have to be long. Go on like a 10-minute walk, come back, see how much better you feel. Just make sure you stay warm because it's brick here in New York City right now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the weather in winter is not the pleasant for a lot of parts of the states. But yeah, for me, my self care is I've definitely take advantage of this is the train rides. It's like catch up on like news and all that stuff, and it definitely helps. Yeah, so because I'm able to like tone in on like what's happening and stuff, and yeah, it helps kind of clear the mind and set the day going and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's the good part.
So to wrap this up, our challenge for you is take a few seconds after you watch this episode and ask yourself like, yo, what are some things that I can do? Maybe that could be even today. Doesn't even have to take long. 5, 10, 15 minutes max. What are some things that you can do today as a form of self-care that will help you feel better about yourself? Because again, when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you're just going to want to be better in all aspects of your life.
I'll take this one step further. Write it down. List 3 things that is the most importantest of the important for you for self-care. It doesn't even have to be skincare or even have to be working out. I don't want it to be, honestly. We don't want it to be. We want it to be anything that makes you feel good and, that allows you to take care of yourself. So yeah, we'll finish with that.